I just ate a bag of microwave popcorn in my hotel room here on Long Island, New York. Flew on a plane all day. Very nice. Got upgraded. Always makes the day a little bit easier. I sold one of my pinball machines. We're going to talk about that and a bunch of other stuff on episode number 80. 80 of Coast to Coast Pinball. Let's go. Welcome to Coast to Coast Pinball. Thank you very much for listening. Like I said, it's episode 80. 80 of these things. It's amazing. Coast to Coast Pinball. We're coming to you not live on April 23rd, the evening of. It's a Wednesday night out of New York. How's everyone doing? My name's Nate Shivers. This is a podcast, a commentary, and I'm a man out of quarters. So, Teresa and I were talking. I got an email from someone the other day that said, "Hey man, I just found your show. I've been listening to you nonstop for 6 days straight on my delivery route while at work. I'm almost caught up." And I was like, whoa, 6 days straight? And we did the math. Let's do some math. Let's do it right here, not live to tape. All right, so 79 episodes, because I'm recording 80 right now. So 79 episodes times an average of about 45 minutes. That equals 3,555 minutes. And to get the hours, dear listener, you would divide that by 60. And that will give you 59.25, so almost 60 hours of me running my mouth about our little beloved niche hobby. Amazing. So, to the gentleman who listened to 6 straight days or 4 or 5 straight days or whatever it was of nothing but Coast to Coast Pinball, congrats or something. So, how are you? I sold Judge Dredd finally. I had listed it, and I had got quite a few emails right off the bat, which of course makes me think I listed it too cheap. I thought $2,100 was a very fair price for no topper, no dead rolled mod, a faded cabinet all the way around, but a very clean playfield and tons of LEDs. I felt that $2,100 was a good price. And I totally figured I'd be selling it for $2,000 even. I mean, that's just kind of what you assume. This is one of those types of items where we all barter and haggle. And we can talk about that in depth more, too, because I work in an industry, the guitar industry, that's also very much like that. So I feel weird because I feel like I could have set the price on Judge Dredd at $2,500 and then just taken a bunch of offers and probably gotten $2,300 in the end if I'd waited a little bit. But I wanted to sell it before I left for this trip. I wanted cash in hand because I might be buying something while on this trip. So, I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. People all over my Facebook guessing what it is. And, maybe the right guess has been put out there, and maybe you're just all completely not even thinking in the right realm. So, anyway, I had an email from a guy on Judge Dredd who said, "Hey, what's your best price on the game?" And I said $2,100, because if you just email me and only ask about the price and you don't ask me about the condition, you don't want to come see it, all you're looking for is to get a bottom dollar quote, I'm going to tell you that my number is exactly what I posted it at. And so I did that, and he wrote back. He goes, "Really, dude, what's your cash price?" And I'm like, $2,100. It's not like I was going to take anything other than cash. And he wrote back, "I'll give you $1,700. That's what he wrote. And I said, "Cool, $2,100. And so now he's like, "Bro, Judge Dredd is not a $2,100 game. You don't even have the Dead World mod." And I said, "Cool, bro, I will send you a picture of the money when I get it." So, now you have to ask yourself, if you've been listening to this show, am I petty enough to sell the game for $2,000 cash, like I said I would, which I did, and then actually take a picture of $20, $100 bills on my phone and then email it to this guy? Well, let me tell you, dear listener, yes, I am. And that is what I did. And it was great happiness for me to send that picture to the guy with just a, "Hey, bro, I guess it's a $2,000 game now." And he wrote back, "Whatever," which means I win. So, yeah, it's a little childish, but that's just how I roll sometimes. Excuse me. A really nice guy emailed me and said, "Hey, my wife and I want to come down and look at your game. How about tonight?" I said, "Sure, 5:30. He came. Super nice guy. He's totally in that buy everything in sight mode in the hobby where he's only been into it for a few months. And I think he told me the first game he bought was a Scorpion, and then he bought I'm forgetting. He told me all these games that he's already bought, and I'm not remembering any of them at this point. A Bride of Pinbot is one that he bought, because I had that there also. But super nice guy. At no point did I disclose to him that I have a podcast based around pinball with 79 episodes and like nearly 60 hours of audio. And when he got there, I said to Teresa, I'm like, hey, don't mention the podcast. And she looked at me like, why not? And so later I had to explain to her that I didn't want the sale to be influenced on any level by the fact that I do this show, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be like, oh, the dude with the podcast like knows more about the whole thing than me, so he got over on me or whatever. So I really wanted it to be a nice, clean transaction. But he was a really nice guy, and Teresa and his wife were chatting a bunch, and he and I were talking about all these different games and LEDs and this and that. And I almost felt sort of weird not telling him about the podcast. But you know what? I figure I'll just let him find it on his own. If he finds it, maybe he's not into podcasts. I don't know. He was very happy with the game. He sheepishly said, do you think I could get you down to $2,000? And I said, yeah, that's fine. That's where I figured I'd be at anyway. So, super nice guy. Helped him get it out. No problems. So there's a big hole left in my office. So I scooted Bride of Pinbot over next to Twilight Zone and got them all next to each other and happy. And we're just waiting now. And a couple of people asked me if I was going to move my Skylab into the office next to those two, and I don't think so. I'm going to leave Skylab in the living room and keep that space open for something that's coming soon, hopefully. So that's what I've been doing. Good times, glad it sold, and to my local hater who doesn't think Judge Dredd is a $2,000 game, in your face or something.
Forum static.
Oh, this is not just any forum static. This is the very rarely used, sort of hated on by a lot of you when it was used, crazy forum static, where I'm literally just going to jump through the Pinside Pinball forums and click on subcategories, and whatever's on the top of the subcategory, that's what we're going to talk about. Some of you might think that this is being lazy, and that I'm not doing research on things to talk about and making a ton of notes for this show. Those of you are the smart people and should shut up. So here we go. This is going to be Crazy Forum Static Mania. Crazy Forum Static Mania.
Crazy Forum Static Mania.
Maybe we'll put some like tension music underneath Crazy Forum Static Mania. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to hit refresh, and I'm going to hit the All Pinball Forum. And we go to the All Pinball sub in the All Pinball forum. Beastie Boys pin, ? Toaster Dog posted Beastie Boys pin. I'm assuming, as I open this post, that they're saying, just curious if anyone else would be interested in a Beastie Boys pin. They really have some great recognizable songs, potentially cool toys. This is a post from 1 year ago, 2 months ago. 1 year, 2 months ago. No, I don't think a Beastie Boys pin would work. I think they don't have enough sort of imagery. I'm a fan of the Beastie Boys. That's in my wheelhouse when I grew up, and I appreciate what they did from moving from this punk band to white boy rap to whatever they were, sort of pop rap at the end. But no, I don't think Beastie Boys pin would be a good theme. Not trying to hate on it. I mean, the music would be cool for sure, and you could do stuff with robots, I guess. It's also, the Beastie Boys are sort of not as relevant now. And I know if you're a huge Beastie Boys fan, you probably hate me saying that, but I'm sorry. But no Beastie Boys theme. So, moving back into the All Pinball forum, the next subcategory is all clubs, members only. So this is where you and I are going to break the rules, and we're going to jump in to a category that, oh no. And of course, it's a club that I want no part of. I don't want to join this club. We're jumping into the Fishtails Casters Club. Wah wah. Everyone knows I'm not a huge fan of Fishtails. I get hate mail about that. People write me and say, "What's your problem with Fishtails?" And so I clicked on this forum thing, and I gotta tell you, just looking at the playfield, I'm quickly reminded of why I don't like Fishtails. I don't like those really tight boat shots, that horseshoe boat shots. I'm not a fan. I don't like the way it feels. It's cramped. I post out and drain straight down the middle all the time. It's I don't even, it's not the theme. I think people are probably thinking that it's a theme issue with me, and it's really not. I have no problems with the theme. I actually kind of like it because it's original and it's quirky, and Python Angelo is involved in the design on some level. I know it's a Mark Ritchie design, which is kind of cool. But I don't like it's a fan layout for sure, but I don't like all those tight shots, and especially trying to hit those boat shots when you really need to. It's interesting. It's got some cool like features with the live feature, and obviously the flapping fish and all that. But just not a game I've ever been attracted to. I don't want to join this Casters Club. Let's see what the most recent post in the Casters Club. I'm going to give them their due here on Coast to Coast Pinball. See, I do like the artwork, man. I'm looking at somebody redoing a Fishtails here, and the artwork is just fantastic. And with LEDs, the game just looks awesome. And trust me, Fishtails Pinball is better than no pinball. I will play this if I have to. So we get down here to the bottom, and the most recent posts were somebody sold his, and then somebody posted Fishtail Organic Amber Ale Beer. Would make a nice topper. Blah, blah, blah. Nice, I want that in my life. I'm not a beer drinker, so I don't want that in my life either. I need to just jump out of the Casters Club since I'm not a member anyway, right? Okay. Next, all game room talk. I'm doing this wrong. I'm trying to do this right so that we keep the same stuff up each time. All game room talk. Top post in all game room talk is finishing my basement pinball room by Pinballer single 07, which is different than 007. This is from 2 months ago. He posted his before pictures. The house was built in 1907, and the basement had a coal boiler, and there was a coal chute where would load the coal. So I would describe this as sort of like a dungeon with 2 giant Christmas wreaths and a shop vac. Not to be rude, but yeah, it's frightening. I used to own a house in Maryland that the basement looked a whole lot like this. I had an oil burner, not a coil burner. And so I'm going through his photos, and he's cleaning it up, tightening everything up. He did a fantastic job on the floor. He stained the concrete floor and then sealed it, which I love that. I love that look, because then it doesn't matter if it's cracked and all this. He has a Twilight Zone neon sign, which is freaking awesome. I like that. So I'm just scrolling through this thread, seeing if there's more photos. Boy, but that floor is just great. I'm like really jealous of the floor. There's looks like a Medieval Madness playfield he's got here. I'm looking to see some pinball machines in this pinball dungeon of sorts he's got. Oh, there is a Medieval Madness next to a Lord of the Rings with an AC/DC up. These are not downstairs in his game room that he's got built yet, but he also has a Star Trek Pro. It looks like that might have been an LE. Now that I think about it, he has is that Attack from Mars? I can't. Yeah, he has an Attack from Mars playfield that's backlit. Oh, it's actually not him. It's somebody else is showing an Attack from Mars playfield that's backlit. I really want to do that. I want to hang a playfield on a wall, backlit, lit up as a piece of art. I think that's awesome. And in this thread, Smokey789 posts a picture of his Attack from Mars backlit playfield on the wall, saying that you should do that this original poster Pinballer 07 should do that with his Medieval Madness, and it's really cool. So I like that a lot. Now we get down to the post from about 5 days ago where he's moved the games downstairs, and boy, downstairs looks pretty awesome now, and I am suddenly very, very jealous of this setup. I mean, Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, Indiana Jones, Twilight Zone, Star Trek. That's a Star Trek limited edition, I believe. Yep, that's a limited edition. Then he has a shot of them all lit up. Wow, fantastic looking room. That is awesome. So kudos to you, Pinballer 07. That's awesome. All right, down a little farther in the All Pinball Forum, we have gone from All Game Room Talk to All Modding. Let's see what's at the top of the All Modding Forum right now. Apron cards, Star Trek LE X-Files, LIS. I hate it when I don't know the abbreviations of it. Oh, Lost in Space, right? Yeah, Lost in Space, and Metallica DD. Is that just Dirty Donnie? Okay. So this is Maple Syrup from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, has posted this 4 months ago. My first attempt at making custom apron cards. I posted photos on another thread and had a request to upload images. Here they are. I might take another crack at these to make the rules a little more legible now that I sort of know what I'm doing. And he posts a Star Trek rules card, apron card. It's very cool. I like that. A little hard to read for sure. And the thread just sort of goes on a bunch of different Star Trek cards. I actually kind of like the Stern ones better so far, though, unfortunately. You can get really artsy with this sort of thing. I've thought about doing this for Twilight Zone, because my apron cards for Twilight Zone were somebody's remake apron cards for Twilight Zone that I don't really love. So I've thought about doing that. I may do that at some point. Then there's a photo of somebody who did this Fire at Will apron card, and then a rules card on the right with a picture of the Enterprise like heading downward. It actually looks pretty cool. So there's a whole... now I found the really cool ones. Silly Old Elf posted some Engineering 2 type cards that are just kind of awesome. So you can print these out on a nice high-res printer. I think it's neat. It's another way to customize your games. It's another way to bring some personality and life to pinball machines with the custom cards. Stern does pretty good ones, I think. They're not bad. They're usually colorful and have some rules. Do you read the cards? I hope everyone reads the cards. I mean, that's one of the things I do when I don't know a game. I try and get some basic ideas off the rules cards. I think in general the rules cards could be written better. I mean, if we look back at the last 30 years of apron cards, there's been some pretty poor explanations of games on there. So, okay, let's jump back out of there. Into the transportation questions subforum. So we're really going down the rabbit hole here tonight, aren't we? The first post is looking for game delivery between Fredericksburg, Virginia, and the Allentown show. So I will ignore what's going on there and just say about the Allentown show, I so wanted to go to that, and I just couldn't make my work schedule happen for that. It bums me out because it was in driving distance from from where I am right now, from New York. I could have easily made that happen had the schedule just fallen right, but I had some things that I didn't particularly book myself, so I don't get to go to the Allentown show. It's too bad. There's supposed to be a New Jersey show happening later this year, which is exciting because I'll be, I run North Jersey for my company, so I'll make sure that I'm out here. So that's very cool. So now we're done with the All Pinball main forum, and we're dropping down into the one that probably scares me the most on here, and I may just take the top whatever is in this one, and it's the tech forum. And yeah, see, I see this, and it's like, what do you really want me to tell you about Williams System 7 drop targets not staying up? Good luck to you. Hopefully Lloyd will see this and answer your question. I mean, this is where my little scheme to fill a show with forum static sort of goes awry, because I don't know anything about Williams System 7 drop targets. Just scanning through the tech forum and looking for anything that might be of note. Oh, you know what this one actually is? Stern Star Trek multi-ball magnet solution found. That's been like a big issue with the multi-ball magnet on Star Trek, and I know that I think the code update may have helped that quite a bit, but there was a couple issues I had with the magnets on Star Trek. One is when you would get a ball locked up behind that drop target, and the drop target would go back up. Sometimes that ball would just drain straight down the middle when the target would release, and that drove me insane. And then also, you could get another ball caught up there with your first locked ball, which was not good either. So I know that's been an ongoing issue. There's lots of little problems with that. But that's to be expected. Things like that happen. I did see at the Midwest Gaming Classic somebody with two balls stuck on the magnet up there, and the kid had to tilt himself off of his game, shaking, trying to get the balls off. So I think the home users have figured out some pretty good ideas. So if you have a Star Trek and that is a problem, don't worry. There's a thread here in the tech forum with 367 replies for people with similar troubles to you. Restoration. I mean, here we're really just going to talk about somebody's cool restored game. here we go. Q*bert's Quest Pinball. Very cool. Sort of timely, as I hosted a Q*bert symposium with the original designer of Q*bert at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Somebody emailed me and asked me if I could post the audio to the Q*bert forum that I hosted at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded by anyone. I was so concerned with making sure that I did a good job hosting that that I didn't even think to record it. I mean, I went into that not knowing a whole lot about Q*bert. I'm not a big retro video game guy, so I was asked by the gentleman at the Midwest Gaming Classic if I could lend a hand and just sort of help out, as they had Jeff Lee and, see, I'm already forgetting the other gentleman's name, Howie. We're going to go with Howie for now. Jeff Lee was like the original guy who drew Q*bert and designed Q*bert, and Howie was his boss, basically, at Gottlieb at the time. And so on about 48 hours notice, I just crammed. I was like I was back in college, learning everything I could about Q*bert so that I could host a question and answer and sort of a symposium with these guys and not look like an idiot and not sort of disrespect Jeff Lee, who worked on some pinball as well. He's a professional artist, and I respect the heck out of anybody who spent their life being just an artist. I think that's awesome. So anyway, this is sort of timely because I've also played Q*bert's Quest Pinball at the Texas Pinball Festival recently, which was a John Trudeau design that they did on the heels of the success of Q*bert at Gottlieb. And I would say the video game was much more successful than the pinball game. So I'm looking here at this thread. This was by Brett Butler. Brett Butler was the name of a famous baseball player, I believe. Also some other folks too, probably. So anyway, he wrote, I've been hunting for a Q*bert's Quest Pinball for ages and ages. Almost got one a few years ago from a fellow in Canada. On Friday, while it was just opening up, I was cruising, some would say hunting, the giant walkways of the Texas Pinball Festival a few weeks ago. So he saw the game that I played. Q*bert's Quest in a lineup, and it is up and running. I had absolutely no intent of buying any more pins or arcade games while there. Didn't bring a trailer, didn't bring a pocket full of moolah. I walk up to the pin, look down at the playful, and see a note on the glass that says, entertaining offers. And that excited Mr. Brett Butler. He grabbed his phone, etc., left a message, I believe, text back. I'm trying to see what he actually... he doesn't say what he paid for it. But he got a new text by Q*bert. He accepted the offer. Sweet. Oh no, I have absolutely no way to get this puppy from Dallas to 4 hours away to Austin. Hunt down a new amigo who lives maybe 5 minutes from me, who's also at the show, and he has room to bring the pin back after the show. Wow. Now, how am I going to pay for this? No matter what I do, the old lady, I think is what he meant, is going to be miffed. No time to worry about that now. Good call. This deal needs to get done. Walk a mile through the hotel and find an ATM. Not an attack from Mars. So after doing repeated fee-heavy withdrawals over and over, I'm good to go. Walk another mile back to the game room and finish the deal. Holy guacamole, this is real. For the folks who know me, I've been working to build a collection of pins based on video arcade games. Getting this Q*bert Grail pin in the collection is unbelievable. Now I need a Defender pin. And he posts a bunch of photos of that game. And I gotta say, it was clean. It's a weird game. It's a symmetrical game. It has normal flippers where they should be, and then beneath those flippers, there's backwards flippers that you can save the ball back around the outlanes, sort of. It's just super, super unique. Brett goes into huge detail about all the upgrades and cleanup he had to do, and some of the plastics it had, broken ends and stuff, and how he was going to go through that. So, I mean, absolutely. Very, very cool photos of it all the way. It looks like it's this thread has a bunch of other things on Q*bert. Yeah, Brett put yellow legs on the front of it, which look awesome. Really fantastic. So kudos to you. I'm glad that somebody who really appreciates that game got that game, because that is a pretty rare one. So that's a really cool look into that game. So if anybody's interested at all in Q*bert's Quest, go check out Brett Butler's post there in the Restoration Forum. So jumping down into everybody's favorite main forum, Electromechanical, the EM Hangout. I get emails from time to time begging me, Nate, come on, man, do more EM talk. And it's like, I want to. I would love to help you there and do more, but I don't want to disrespect it. I don't want to talk about stuff I don't know that much about. Next time I'm in Jersey at Asbury Park at the Silver Ball Museum, I will make it a point to do some EM play and maybe build some segments of the show off of that. So, the most recent post in the EM Hangout is, would you make the trade a Gottlieb SO76? What is that? Spirit of 76 for a Gottlieb BH. I don't know what a BH. Oh, it's a big hit. So that's a 77 game. I don't know Big Hit. I know Spirit of 76. Big Hit baseball? It is. Alright, so big baseball. Spirit of 76 is like astronauts, I think? Yeah. Here's what EM-Pinman from Nampa, Idaho. Man, I went to high school 20 minutes from Nampa, Idaho, in the far eastern edge of on the Oregon side, on the Oregon-Idaho border. My mom works in Nampa, Idaho. EM-Pinman. Alright, so I have a 1975 Gottlieb Spirit of 76, which is in great shape and fully shopped, working 100%. A friend of mine has a 1977 Gottlieb Big Hit, which is in great shape all around cosmetically, but does not work and would need to be fully shopped. He's a good friend, and the trade would be straight across. I think Spirit of 76 is a great game all the way around, and on the other hand, I've never played a Big Hit, so I'm in the dark. I already own a Gottlieb Abracadabra, and I'm worried that the play may be similar to Big Hit. You know, 2 pop bumpers at the bottom, no slingshots. What I like about Big Hit... Yeah, it sounds like an okay trade based on some of that, although I wouldn't trade that. If I had a fully shopped nice game like that, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I'm looking at the Big Hit playfield, and it has some kind of interesting targets midway up that look like they're like pushback targets, or those rollovers all the way to the top. I can't really tell. It's a 4 flipper game with 2 flippers up towards the top and a bunch of drop targets. Pretty sparse playfield. The 2 pop bumpers are right above the in and out lanes, and the in lanes are, signify singles, like if you hit a single in baseball, and the out lanes are home runs, which is always so bittersweet when you get like a nice award as you go down the out lane on a game. Kind of drives me nuts. Spirit of 76, if I remember correctly, actually this Big Hit looks really nice. I don't think that's his, though. I think that's just somebody else's. So I'd have to look at Spirit of 76. Well, I'm gonna vote in the poll. No way. Spirit of 76 rolls. I've played Spirit of 76, but so anyway. See, I'm out of my realm. I don't know what I'm talking about here. I'm just throwing votes around and stuff. So crawl out of this EM hangout. Alright, main forum is playing. Sub-forum of playing is playing tips. Because if you came to this podcast for anything, I'm sure it's for playing tips from me. Alright, Metallica Pro. Does anybody else bounce the ball off captive ball and into snake? It's so easy to do this because the shots are so close together. Bond Gadget 007 writes, just bounce ball off the right side of the captive ball and it goes into the snake trough. I can't stop doing it. Anybody else doing this every time? Very safe shot and can be done 100 times in a row with no risk. And I love the first reply to this thread is MotoCat, and he puts video of said 100 times or it didn't happen. Exactly. Bond Gadget 007 does reply to the 100 times in a row. Okay, so technically speaking, it might be more like 10 before a miss, but it seems like a pretty good strategy if snake is qualified. And then you get a coffin hit and the snake letter both in one shot, and it safely returns to the flippers. Am I correct in this logic, or should I not be doing this maneuver? It's funny because I remember that happening, but I seem like I remember bouncing off the captive ball up into Sparky just as much as into the snake's mouth. The snake's mouth is kind of a tough shot for me on Metallica. Because if you miss, you can have some really bad angles, either to outlanes or down the middle. That makes me want to go play Metallica. See, as soon as I hear a shot being talked about on that game, I want to go play it. Maybe I should buy Metallica. I have room. It's a thought. Alright, next subforum in playing is rules sheets. Oh, it's the X-Men 1.5 changes in rules thread from Arcades. I think Arcade wrote me after I brought his thread up last time we talked about this. This thread's been going on and on and on and on. I played some more X-Men at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and boy, I liked it. Like, I really, really liked it. The most recent posts in this, and actually it's the only post within the last month on this thread, is from Sanders J, who says, just as a random data point, I have a pro on location with 5 other Sterns. With the new code, its earnings immediately doubled. It went from next to last earner to competing with Pirates of the Caribbean and the Simpsons Pinball Party for top earner. So what does that say? You put great rules and more things to shoot for and go for and chase for into a game, and people play it more? I'm shocked. I can't even believe that. I will say this. I've been thinking about X-Men a lot lately, and I played it right before the new rules came out, and I played it at Lanes and Games in Cambridge, Mass. And I kind of had the same feeling I used to have, like, I kind of like it, but I don't love the big Wolverine down close, and that scoop shot. It's just not, it's this fan layout with this, like, sort of Pat Lawler chunk style design of game stuck down in the bottom left, and it wasn't, I don't know, just wasn't quite there for me. I don't really understand how all the rules work on that game, which I probably should learn. And then I played it with the new rules and the new code, and it was a better experience. I could see why it's earning more. It made me want to play it more. And I was playing it on free play. And boy, there's been some X-Men games pop up locally. There was a Pro in Southern California for $3,500 recently. That's cheap. There's a limited edition in San Diego right now for $5,200. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I have a gap in my office right now where there's no game. Maybe I should buy an X-Men or an X-Men LE and fill that gap. Huh. Anyway, if you want the rundown and the insight onto what all these new rules do, check out Arcade's post in the rules section, rule sheets of the playing subforum on Pinside, because it goes really deep there. Alright, gameplay videos is the next subforum, and the question is, are Pinburg 2014 videos up yet? And this is from Peppers, who said, I missed the live Twitch feed because of family issues, and I was hoping to sit back and watch several hours of top-rated players have amazing games with great machines. And what could be better than that? Well, to have awesome commentators as well. I know a lot of people put hard work into this, was hoping I'd find it online. So far, I can't. I haven't seen them yet. I will say this, just more of a general comment on the Papa coverage of the tournaments. I think they are doing some great stuff there. I think they could change the way competitive pinball's done completely, maybe. Are we ever going to put pinball on television? Probably not. Are we ever going to have, big streaming events on the internet? I think that's starting to happen. I also love to watch really fantastic players. I mean, I've watched Bowen Kearns play in person right in front of me and just manipulate the game and just rule over that silver ball, and it's pretty amazing to watch. I watched Pinburg last year, actually, on my computer quite a bit, and it's just so cool. I think we need to figure a way to play competitive pinball so that it doesn't take so long. It's too long to be a watched event, if that makes any sense. I can't sit down with an open-ended time frame of like 5 hours to watch the finals of some pinball tournament. We need to figure out whether it's a timed-based game where everybody has 5 minutes on their final game to rack up a score, or I don't know. I mean, it could change the way it's played to make it more watchable. I think that would be a better thing as far as watching. The announcing, Papa's this interesting sort of homegrown group of enthusiasts who are just pouring their heart and soul into Papa, and we've talked about the road show that they do on this show before. I've met these guys at tournaments. Amazing what they do. There's that next level of production that could go into videos and live streaming of events that could probably expand the base of just the people in this hobby who will spend their time watching. I think part of it's a hard hobby event sport, if you want to call it a sport, to cover, because you need to, if you're gonna do play-by-play and do color commentary on pinball, you need to know a lot about the games, and you need to be able to go really deep with that and understand, and you need to be able to then convey that to somebody who doesn't know a lot about the game, what the strategy is, what's going on here. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I don't know if those videos are up. I think they are posted now, so you can go check those out. Go to papa.org if you want to check out some awesome gameplay videos. All right, further down. This is a fun subforum in the playing main forum. It's called So Close with an exclamation point. And I'll read you the description for So Close. It's called, so you came this close to finishing the wizard mode on your game, but you just missed that one shot. This is the subforum to ventilate missed pinball opportunities. And this could be all sorts of stuff. There's not many posts in this subforum. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's like 15. There's not much. The last one is my new wild Indiana Jones score. And playing at the Pacific Pinball Museum in the Bay Area, Pinsider Theek, Theke, from Parker, Colorado, must be traveling to the Bay Area, posted 675,374,620 on Williams Indiana Jones. And he got third highest score. And that's cool. His initials, by the way, are DAD, Dad. So I don't know if that's his name or if he's just saying, I'm the dad. So that's a big score on that game. I am not that good on that game. I could not do that. So contribute to this subforum because I think it's fun. I think it could be, well, it's in the playing forum. I was going to say it could also be like missed opportunities on buying games and stuff too, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so we're now done with the playing main forum. And I think it's time to take a break and listen to some pinball music because I need to get something to drink. I needed that so badly. I'm probably keeping somebody up on the other side of the wall. I'm in my hotel, and I'm kind of talking into a wall, and on the other side of that wall, I'm assuming if the room's laid out like my room, is somebody's headboard in bed. And so, apologies to whoever's listening to me do episode 80 of Coast to Coast Pinball here. All right, so, jumping into the next subforum, and it's a big one. It's the Market subforum. So, the first subforum, and when I say subforum, I mean main forum. The first one is announcements, and this is really more for people who run businesses, like sellers who are doing products and discounts for their products and stuff. So the top post in the announcements section of the market is the new From Color DMD Control Your Display Remotely post, which has been on the front page for quite a while. Color DMD, who I actually met Randy at the Texas show, and he lives like 30 minutes from me, just north of me up I-5. Super good dude. I hope he's coming to the Northwest Pinball show, Pinball and Arcade show. Is that what they called? Expo, whatever it is. Because I'm going to be up there. So anyway, this is his post from right before the Texas Pinball Festival, where the color of the DMD can actually change and move and be in flux. So this post goes on and shows a bunch of different color DMD examples and things he's doing. So what I would say to you is there's some cool ones. There's like a Tron color DMD tied into the ramps so that the color of the DMD actually shifts with the color of the neon in the LED ramps, which is very cool. I really want to get a color DMD for Twilight Zone. They're working on it, on doing Twilight Zone. I've actually been very close to pulling the trigger on just getting their, what do they call it, a Sigma display, where you can just do like white. I've been thinking about doing that. So, would like to do that. I know there's a lot of talk about them, working with Stern Games next and soon, and that's happening sooner than later, I believe. So, I will read Randy's post in here, and it's, let's see. All right. No, I changed my mind. I'm going to send you this. I don't want to talk about what I don't know about. But anyway, if you're into color DMDs and you're into some of the new technologies that Randy's working on with the color DMDs, I encourage you to go check out this thread. There's lots of little videos with different ideas and ways you can implement the color change into the games. So, very cool. That's in the announcements, and you can probably find that on the front page right now. Next, buying advice in the market. Price checks. Very simple. Let's see. Big Soups. Hey all, new to the site and the forums here, and really appreciative of both. Anyway, I noticed a price guide book for the sale on Marco Specialties, and I'll likely buy it today, but I was wondering if I can get a proper quote on the retail values of the following: Whirlwind, Monopoly, Medieval Madness, and he put in parentheses, for giggles mostly. Also, what resources are there for a pinball blue book of sorts? Well, it's funny because, yes, we do have a book of price guides that is printed in this hobby industry, whatever you want to call it. It's tough because it depends where you're trying to buy, and I mean where is in both location, like where do you live, or where are you trying to buy? Are you trying to buy on eBay? Are you trying to buy on Craigslist? Are you trying to buy on Pinside? So it really changes it. Whirlwind, I would say, has gone up in the last year, like a lot of games have. I think, for a fully working, nice Whirlwind, you're going to be in probably the $2,100 to $2,500 range, somewhere in that. Monopoly's tough. I always see Monopolies that are just beat up. That game doesn't hold up very well for some reason. I have seen a Monopoly sell in California for as little as $1,800, which is really cheap, and I've seen them sell for as much as $3,500. So I would say somewhere mid-twos, to 2 to 27 is probably about right on a clean Monopoly. Game hasn't really ever jumped up in value, and I don't think there's an awful ton of them. Maybe there are. Medieval Madness, buy a new one for $8,000 plus tax and shipping. The remake's awesome. That's what I'll say about that. If you're going to buy an old one, you're probably looking somewhere in the $8,000 to $10,000 range for a good one. Somebody posted one today on Pinside, I know, for $10,500 that had quite a few mods and stuff like that. So, interesting stuff there. Pinball machines for sale. Let's see what the top post on that forum is right now. Demolition Man, awesome condition, sold. That's one of the games that the guy that I sold my Judge Dredd to had. He had just bought a Demolition Man. Alright, so, Pinside user Black Rose posted, due to me not being able to score an Iron Man, I'm going to let my Demolition Man go to a new owner. And he posted video and photographs of a pretty clean Demolition Man. Oh yeah, really clean Demolition Man. Looks fantastically clean. I don't know if that's not home use only, I don't think, but it's very, very nice. So he says he doesn't want to sell this pin, but I don't want 5 keepers at the moment. Wow, it's in really nice shape. Tons of upgrades, LEDs, mirror blades. Man, fantastic. He was asking $3,500, might take a little less, or he'll trade it towards an Iron Man. Well, he sold it, and I see why. I mean, if you're into that pin, that has got to be one of the best examples I have ever seen. And he says, to resolve this, he says, this is crazy. I flushed out an Iron Man with this Demolition Man, but after shipping, it would have cost me $69.75, and I passed. I want an Iron Man, but not that bad. It was a damn nice one, too. Yeah, man, Iron Man is just... Boy, that's going to be, I think, the modern game that just haunts people. Because we all know the story. Iron Man came out, everyone trashed it, so the design was lame, wasn't any good. They didn't build very many of them. And then a couple years later, people actually played the game and thought, this is fun. This game's fast and furious and fun, and The sound is integrated well. I want this. Well, there's not very many of them out there, so you are paying a premium if you want Iron Man now. It's really just a shame Stern doesn't go back to the Iron Man people, who I guess is Marvel, right? And do a updated Iron Man 3 or Iron Man with the Avengers and just use the same design and just update some art and dots and stuff. So, anyway, kudos to Black Rose for that awesome Demolition Man that he sold there. Pinball parts for sale. I don't even know what this could be. Anything. Transformer LE cabinet decals, Allentown. So he has Twilight Zone, user Twilight Zone, the guy who has the username Twilight Zone. Says he has new old stock decals for Transformer LE. One side Autobots, the other Decepticons. Only have the cabinet decals, and he wants $175. So there you go. Moving on. Pinball machines wanted. Let's see what somebody wants. Wanted to buy. List of EMs on the East Coast. The U.S. East Coast, he specifies. Menace Fire writes, I will be driving from New Jersey to Florida in a couple weeks and have a lot of space in a box truck. I'm looking for these titles in almost any condition. And he has a big list of titles. A lot of games that I don't know, actually. But some games, like we mentioned earlier, Spirit of 76. I like Royal Flush, that's a good one. Mars Trek, 4 million BC. And he's just seeing if anybody has them, because he's going up the East Coast and he'll stop by and buy them from you. So that's kind of fun. Best of luck to him on that. Pinball services offered. I don't think I've ever even clicked in here. Midwest Gaming Classic is coming, so this is obviously an older post. Need a shop job, Southeast Wisconsin, a nearby area. Center Flank posted. Let's see. He doesn't list his company or anything, but he says, if anyone needs a shop job cleanup before the MGC comes around, let me know. I realize most of you are do-it-yourselfers, etc., etc., etc. And then he posts some pictures of a Spider-Man and then a Bram Stoker's Dracula that he cleaned up, and it looks like he does do really nice work. So if you're in the Southeast Wisconsin area and you're looking for any help on cleaning up a game, jump into the Pinball Services offered subforum, because you may have a guy local to you. Bargains and giveaways. Are there bargains and giveaways on Pinside? Let's see what we've got here. Pinball box. I have a nice Stern pinball box if anyone needs it. Well, fantastic. Yeah. I mean, you could, like, build a fort for your kids out of it or something. I don't know. So you know what? We didn't get all the way through the Pinside forums. We got through the market, and that's going to be it for the show tonight. I don't know if that's a good show or not. It's episode 80, so I'm happy. We got 80 of these things pumped out in, how long's this show been on? About 10 months now? April, May, June? Yeah, 80 shows in 10 months? Pretty good. I want to thank everyone for all the kind words lately. Facebook, like us there. Facebook kind of blew up over the last month or two. We went from 150 likes on Facebook to 215 or so really quickly. That was nice. Follow me on Twitter. That's not as important. I don't do much on Twitter. It's just a nice little reminder when a new episode posts. You'll see that pop up on your Twitter account. Check out our YouTube page. The videos are also linked to our website, coast2coastpinball.com. And you can always email me directly at coast2coastpinball@gmail.com. I have some shirt requests that came in after the last show. I'm out of town now, so I didn't want to get going on that, but I do have a bunch of gray shirts with dark navy writing. I have a few dark gray shirts with black writing left, only I think extra larges maybe. And then we'll have some more shirts coming soon. We've got some stickers coming soon. We got pinball shows we're going to. It's going to be an awesome summer. I'm excited. I'm going to buy a game and all that good stuff. So, until we meet again, play some pinball. Later.